I forgot to play the intro. I got caught up in the countdown and forgot to play the intro. All right. Now that I got the intro played, we are live. So good evening, everybody. So far on the panel tonight, we have Mr. Rob D, the New York Outcast. How are you tonight, Rob?
Doing all right. Thanks for the invite.
Yep. And coming in just under the wire as the intro was playing, we have Mr. DM Foss. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
You know, I don't know if the Pink Panther would even want to carry the torch for this Olympic Games. Not after that opening ceremony.
That'd probably get stolen.
So before we get started, I just want to point out to everybody, if you haven't seen the community tab, we have another affiliate link for you all to go shop around at and possibly help out the channel, and that would be Ravencrest Tactical. They make various knives, or at least assemble various knives and sell them. So, I do believe the link to that is down in the description. So if you want to help out the channel, that's one way to do so. They actually have a really good plan where you get 25% of whatever the value that your link generates for them. So, like if you buy a knife from them that costs $100, the channel gets 25 of that. So, good little deal there. And I'm not saying that's how much our knives are. I'm not saying any of that. YouTube. I'm just throwing it out there as an example. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like us listing prices. But yeah, you can find that link at the affiliates page on our website. Excuse me, I didn't actually put an actual link in the description directly to that. But if you go to the link for our affiliates page down below, you will find that there. And see who out there in the chat so far. First was Rob, like right after I had posted that we were going to be going live tonight. That was what, like 1 something this afternoon. Next we had Kingpin and Krabby Turtle, who says F France and have a great show. Then after him was Patriot in the Dark, who says he heard France hates midget tossing. And he got some freedom fries for them jerks. And he also thinks that the robot had a stroke. I'm guessing he's talking about the robot horse that was part of the opening ceremony, which possibly could represent death. We'll get to that here in a bit because I got a picture of that pulled up. And then we had Raw and 2A Matters pop in, and Ozzy's out there. And there's Buck and Chris from 740. So that's everybody out in the YouTube chat that I know is there anyway. Remember, if you don't say anything, we don't know you're out there. Can't always count on YouTube to give us an accurate listing of who's out there in the chat. So if you want recognized for being here, you got to let us know you're out there. That's how it works. So speaking of the photograph that I was talking about, let me go over here and I will bring this picture up. Where did it go? There it is. Share. And yeah. Nope, I lost it because I clicked on that thing. Let's see. Do they got the trannies in this one? I've been trying to find I was trying to find a picture of that before we went live. It's like everybody scrubbed the images of that part of the opening ceremony, which is crazy. But here's the horse. No, it didn't go to the other page. Okay, let me stop sharing that so I can bring up the bigger picture. This is crazy. But yeah, there's the horse. If you look at the rider, there it's somebody they're riding a pale. It's a robot riding a pale horse, right? And considering the other sacrilege that the last portrayal done by transsexuals was, this has to be part of that as well. You got, if you go to the Book of Revelation and you look at the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse as portrayed, death is the one riding a pale horse. So you basically, if what some people are putting together, and I tend to want to agree with them, you have death with the Olympic flag as their cape / robe, cloak, whatever you want to refer to it as. So we got robot death. The headgear looks like a combination of a hood and a helmet. So it's just crazy what they did at the opening ceremonies. So I know, Rob, before we went live, you said you watched part of it, but you didn't get to the part with the trannies as the Last Supper.
Correct. Yeah. Basically, like I said, they kind of lost me once they got to the red carpet area. It turned into like a Hollywood who's who type show. So, yeah, it didn't seem to be in the spirit of the Olympics, in my opinion. It has nothing to do with sports or, hardships or the struggles to try to be the best or anything. It's just more like a Hollywood, I don't know, who's who thing. So, I don't know. It lost me there. So, kind of glad. So, wasn't shocked when, seeing in all the feeds the next day about all the crap going on with it. So, I don't know. They're making a spectacle out of it, in my opinion. So,
How about you, Foss? Did you watch any of it?
Nope, not interested.
Yeah. Normally I'll watch. Well, the wife's one usually will have the opening ceremony on because she likes watching the athletes parade out and everything. And then during the games itself, we'll watch like the swimming events, the diving events, the gymnastic events, and the cycling events as a family. And then I'll watch like rugby as well. I ain't watching any of it this year. Fuck them. I mean, and there's quite a lot of people who are saying that online now that and whatnot that they're not watching. They pissed off a lot of people with that opening ceremony.
to be honest, I usually don't watch it either. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the shooting events, but it seems like they never show those. So at least not, not from what I've seen. So other than that, I'm not really very interested. But as I was eating dinner, I believe it was on in the background, so I started paying attention to it. And like I said, got about 15, 20 minutes in, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if they were doing shooting events this year. There was a rumor going around because that France wasn't going to permit them to have shooting events this year. So I don't know if they were going to do that or not.
No, no shooting events, only stabbing events.
Yeah. Well, unless you're Muslim, then you can shoot. Well, I guess you have to be a Muslim terrorist. But Thor Zax is out there in the YouTube chat. So evening, sir. And Ozzy says France is on their own in World War III. Their country is pretty much already in World War III. They just don't know it yet. Same with the UK. They're both being invaded worse than what we are. I think the Biden administration is trying to catch up to them. There's areas in the UK and probably France too where even the police won't go into because if they do, the Muslim population attacks them. Which in the UK is a lot easier because they don't carry weapons for the most part. Except for their sticks.
Did we lose them?
Did we lose who?
Yeah. Kind of cut off mid-sentence. Because if they do...
Oh, you're talking about the police thing I was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. If they go into like Muslim neighborhoods in London and other cities, like Leeds especially, and places like that, the police get attacked by the Muslim population. Which, again, is, I don't know if you caught that when I said that's pretty easy for them to do to the police in the UK because most officers aren't carrying a firearm. You know, most of them are just going to have a stick. So you get a bunch of Muslims attacking the police, and next thing you know, the police are outnumbered with only a stick. It's not going to end well. And then if you're, you know, at Speaker's Corner, which I believe is part of Hyde Park in downtown London, and if you're a Christian there and you're talking about trying to convert Muslims from Islam, which is perfectly legal to do at Speaker's Corner. Speaker's Corner is the one area in England where they're supposed to have free speech rights, completely and totally unadulterated and whatnot. But they will arrest you if you're a Christian trying to convert Muslims at Speaker's Corner. But the Muslims can say whatever they want and threaten the Christians, and they don't touch them. Why? Because the Muslims outnumber them. Now, as far as the Olympics, Patriot says there's no need to watch since there's no USSR. Never be another miracle on ice, and there's no Mary Lou written. Well, the only reason why Mary Lou would do any good in '84 is because there was no USSR. Let's be honest. The USSR boycotted the '84 Olympics because we boycotted the '80 Olympics. So the Eastern Bloc wasn't in LA for the Olympics. Mary Lou had it easy. No competition. Yeah, Thor's access police here won't go into some places in our cities. Yeah, but there's a much larger portion of England that the police won't go into than here. And England isn't that big of a country. Like, the Muslims had Leeds on fire a few days ago. Maybe, so we haven't had that happen in Dearborn yet. I guess just give it time. I don't know. Muslims do get a little bit of a free pass in this country too. Like the ones that tore down a flag off of Union Station and were trying to burn it. They didn't arrest them because they were exercising their free speech rights. Yeah, but they were going to burn government property, which is a felony. So, it's crazy, 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 crazy world we live in right now. And Thorzak says, consider it a host country. It's France. Wouldn't expect much other than a bunch of crap watching the Olympics. Well, you get that anyway because the Olympics are pretty much on NBC and NBC owned channels. So you're going to get their political opinion on shit anyway. That happens every year. Just skip all that shit and just watch the sporting events themselves.
Hollywood, I guess, wokeness. It's ruining everything.
Mm-hmm.
None of it's worth watching. Same with sports, yeah, NFL and all this crap, NBA. All garbage, in my opinion.
I've never been a basketball fan ever. I'm just,
I don't mind playing sports, but investing time watching and getting wrapped up in the people's lives I don't even know, and going and dropping a shitload of money and altering my life so I can watch certain time frames. I mean, it's just I don't understand it. People like different things. So I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But to me, from the outside, it just seems crazy to me. So I don't know. Seems like one hell of a distraction. And then it's funny when people want to fight about their teams and all this stuff. It's like, it's just such nonsense. Like I don't get like you're gonna catch charges and all this shit because somebody's insulted your team, and I don't know. I just think it's hilarious. The whole thing, how people get so worked up. Like sports is like a religion to some people. They're all in like their whole life just to root on other people. Like it's not my thing. I'd much rather play a game or do something, you know what I mean, than sit there and watch one. Yeah. The only thing that is kind of interesting is that what is it? Uh, LF? I don't know. The one with the girls
the
lingerie.
football league. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, I'd watch that, but it's not for the sport. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not.
We lost him. No, I did not kick him. He dropped. Yep, he's back. You there, Rob?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, you dropped for a minute. What were you saying?
I don't know. Basically, I'd watch that, but it's not for sport. It's pure entertainment purposes. That's about it.
Uh-huh. You got a box of tissues next to you while you're watching it?
No, but it's like moving art. I don't know.
Appreciating the artistic value of the female form. Is that what you're saying?
There you go.
Thorzak says it's liberalism. If I do something or say that offends you, well, keep your mouth shut. However, if you do something or say something, I have all the right to be offended and can draw attention to it. Yeah. If we get offended by something that the left does, we're just whiny babies. But if they get offended and they speak out, they're heroic. Double standard's a double standard. And hypocrisy. And that's all the left knows for most parts, hypocrisy. Ozzy's out there saying Chiefs Kingdom rules. Oh, I can't agree with that. I am not a Chiefs fan. Sorry, Ozzy. And Patriot, if you're still out there, I don't know how well Mary Lou would do against modern gymnasts. She's probably well past her prime. So I don't think she's going to be competing anytime soon against the modern gymnast. Just don't see that happening. Now, Ozzy says I'm racist for not being a Chiefs fan. Is that reverse psychology of some kind? Got all the idiots on the left calling for the Chiefs to have to change their name because the Chiefs' name is racist. Yeah. Which I know you two don't pay attention to sports, but Washington is considering changing their name back to the Redskins again, which they should never have changed it in the first damn place. Yeah, it was like we were just talking about. You get a handful of people on the left bitching that their team name's racist and whatnot, and you have Indian, Native, whatever you want to call them, their activist groups come out saying it's not racist, and they change the name anyway. Yeah, it was purely a case of other people were offended for somebody else, even though the other people weren't offended.
Yeah, cowering for no reason. I mean, we see that with some companies recently, in my opinion, where they're settling out lawsuits for stuff that shouldn't even be a thing. Yeah.
Well, companies will settle a lawsuit just to make it go away.
Yeah, I know, but that just keeps them coming back, and then eventually, every time some idiot does something, companies are getting sued because the idiot happened to be wearing their sneakers or using their parts or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
It's going to be funny to see if we see that happen in your state anymore after what New York City did to Trump, because that's essentially what Trump did. Well, his company anyway, and he got charged for it. Which, by the way, what should have only been a misdemeanor, and but if it should never have been elevated to a felony, and if it was still a misdemeanor, the statute of limitations would have been up, which means he should have never been charged in the first place. But that's neither here nor there. What the courts essentially did in that case was made companies settling cases out of court a felony. Think about that. We've talked about that before on the show. You know, my companies are going to have to see these lawsuits play out and have to spend millions of dollars on exactly what you were just talking about, Rob, because of what that asshole did to try and nail Trump.
Well, in that case, I mean, the court should already be packed for just all the people that had done it a year prior to that or something. Yeah, because that's just been general practice pretty much forever.
Mm-hmm. What about all the women that Bill Clinton paid off? You don't see the Democrats throwing a fit in any of these states throwing a fit about that. Yeah. Thorzak says it's all liberal crap. What they think is important, even though nobody was offended. That's exactly what it is. Being offended for somebody else, even if they aren't offended. We'll be offended for you. You don't have to be. We'll tell you when you should and shouldn't be offended.
Well, if that offends the person they're supposedly representing.
That's a different story. Let them speak for themselves. But you had the Indian tribes and stuff coming out saying it wasn't offensive. That if you look at history, redskin was a term of affection that they used among themselves.
Yeah, so what if the Indian tribe was offended that the team changed their name?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that doesn't matter anymore because that's not a liberal cause. And there were Indian tribes that came out that were offended that they changed the name. There were Indian tribes that were offended because they changed the name of the Cleveland Indians to, what is it, the Guardians, I think now?
Well, they should have counter PC'd them, beat them at their own game early, and all this shit would have been over with.
Well, nobody gives them a platform. Because you got to remember, the media, for the most part, is controlled by the people that were offended for these people.
Those Indians got to go take over shit again, like they did. What wasn't it? Niagara Falls, I think they took over for a while. They blocked the highways here in New York, put bonfires on it at one time. Yeah, start making a ruckus. Start saying red lives matter. Just some money thrown their way, cause a few riots. Next thing you know, they're accounted for.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, they'll ignore them or paint them as being terrorists because they weren't towing the mine that they wanted, with them supposed to be offended by the team name. They'll spin it the other way than what you think they would. You know, if you're a minority, you're not allowed to speak up against what they're telling you. You got to toe their line, or else you're the bad guy.
What if you identify as a non-minority?
Well, they'll just call you the black face of white superiority. You know, like they've done with certain black politicians.
Well, what if I call that discrimination?
Oh, you don't have a right to.
Screaming for equality.
Then you won't have a right to. Yeah. Gary says if you win Super Bowls, you get to keep your name. Is that how that works? Yeah. Ozzy says he's 25% Indian. Show him the money. And Thorzak says, hey, what the real message is, they are saying that we are too stupid to be offended. They'll tell us when and what to be offended about. Yep, that's pretty much it. Right there in a nutshell. You'll be offended by what we tell you to be offended by, and you'll like it.
Well, I'm offended by them deciding what I'm offended by.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. How dare you tell me what I have to be offended and not offended by? Looking through to see if there's any comments I missed that we can talk about. No. Oh, Ozzy wanted to know about where'd it go? Where'd that comment go? How far back was it? Oh, Ozzy says, do you have a link to someone who makes a holster for the new Bodyguard 2.0? Doesn't he make holsters?
Yeah, you might not have what's needed to make them.
Yeah.
I don't know, mold or whatever, blue gun might not want to use, or real gun. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's doing research.
Yeah. Ozzy, go to the affiliates page and look at oh hell, what the hell's the name of the company? Can't remember what the name of the goddamn thing is. Let me go over to my website and I'll see. Sports something. God damn it. I love when I forget my own affiliates. It's got to make them feel good. But there's so many companies that start with sports. I don't remember which one it is I have. So,
You got a link for Blade HQ?
it's Field Supply. No, I don't. I have one for Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Yeah. Go over to the Field Supply one, Ozzy. They may have aftermarket, or not aftermarket, but third-party sales. Yeah, sell things like Blackhawk, that kind of thing, possibly. I haven't really looked to see what holsters they sell over there. I get holsters for nothing. I've been getting a lot of ones from Craft Holster lately to test out. They're supposed to be sending me another one because of how bad the one for the P365 was. Yeah, they do sell holsters. They have like Blackhawk. Like I said, I knew they had Blackhawk. But, they have 511 Tactical. Those are the two holster companies they have. They have 511 Tactical and Blackhawk. So if you want a 511 Tactical or a Black, oh, there's an Uncle Mike's. But that's for a SIG, so that won't work. Plus, it's an Uncle Mike's. But none of these look like they're for what you want anyway. They're specific to certain guns. 5-shot. Oh, here's a good one. They have a holster for a 5-shot revolver. My guess it's probably for a J-frame or something along that size. And yet in the picture, it's a Glock. Last I looked, the Glock isn't a revolver. In fact, all the Blackhawk pictures have Glocks in them.
That's ridiculous.
Uh-huh. Whoa, there's a Blackhawk that has an M&P in it. And it's actually 40 M&P. So,
if only we could see what you're looking at.
oh, you want to see? I can show you. Well, you didn't. All you got to do is ask. I didn't really want to share it really because they have the prices listed. But if you want to look, if you want to see, yeah, you know how YouTube's been about showing prices lately.
Yeah, we're gonna get you taken down.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is what they got over there. So, any of this is what you kind of like what you're looking for. If they got one in that, which I don't see any, but then I don't have the best eyesight. Yeah, I don't think any of these will fit. But that's what they got. That's the only holsters I have from any of the affiliates that I have a link to. I should ask Al if Craft Holsters has an affiliate link program, but I don't think they do.
Since
No,
you guys
Gary's
here.
still-
Oh,
Gary,
go ahead.
no, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I was just gonna bring up that the fact that I think Gary tried to assassinate me with a slingshot on the side of the highway. So just putting it out there. I don't have proof, but took my windshield out, and it's a close call. So
You sure it wasn't Bigfoot because you didn't give him any potato chips when you went
I
camping?
don't know, man. I seen what was it? I drove back through later, and the only thing I could see around the area was a bucket of Chick-fil-A. So I don't know, man. I just got a feeling. I think he's been saving up gas so he didn't have to use a credit card and pretending he's cutting the grass and drove all through the night to make it to New York to try to get me.
But so you're saying that Bigfoot can't like chicken?
Well, yeah, I don't think Bigfoot's got a thing out for me, though. I don't know. Not
You didn't
saying
give him
that I
potato
thought
chips,
Gary
so he's
did,
mad.
but I don't know. It's just the chicken makes you wonder.
Hey, we've all seen Jack Link's commercials. If you don't give the Bigfoot what they want, they get mad.
Yeah, but why me out of all the other people on the highway? Why me?
Because you didn't give them potato chips when you were out camping.
I don't know.
You know, you gave them to him the one time. Now he expects it.
I don't know. When I hear Chick-fil-A, I think of Gary. So I don't know, man.
Ozzy is also asking about sights for the Bodyguard 2.0. I don't know. Maybe the shields will work. I don't know. Honestly, couldn't tell you. I mean, it's got a similar profile to the shield. Maybe its sights will work. That's a fairly new design, so I don't know if any of the aftermarkets have specific sights for it, but as of yet. Thorzak says Bigfoot gave you the finger because you didn't give him any Doritos. I think Bigfoot prefers Lay's, but close enough. Same company. And M. Gabriel says Bigfoot on salads wouldn't be so big. And Gary out there throwing a bunch of different links for holsters in Blade HQ. So I'm guessing he might have a affiliate link for Blade HQ. I do not.
He does.
Now, Patriot asks, since robot fairies are in the Olympics now, what are the odds that we can get midget tossing included? Well, apparently you can't have midgets in movies and TV shows anymore. So I don't know. And I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for the Apple Plus series based on Time Bandits,
No.
the old 80s movie. Not a single midget in the movie or a TV show. Not one.
Sounds like midget discrimination to me.
No, only Peter Dinklage is allowed to work.
Yeah.
So who's going to play the elves in the upcoming Santa movies?
In the what movies?
Upcoming Santa Claus movies.
Oh, kids. Kids have been playing the elves.
Hmm. What about Oompa Loompas if they ever do a real remake of the Chocolate Factory?
Well, they did. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is actually more in line with the books and what Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was. It more closely followed the book.
I don't know, man. To me, that the Willy Wonka would was the chocolate factory. So I don't know. Golden ticket.
Mhm. That was the same basic story. It's just not quite as musical in the Johnny Depp version. And Johnny Depp actually was more like Willy Wonka in the book. And besides, Willy Wonka was a perv anyway. You don't believe me? Look up Snosberry.
Yeah, you can say all you want, but you're not going to ruin it for me.
The Snosberries taste like Snosberries. Yeah, very preferred thing to be telling kids. Thorzak says he has a marketing scheme come out with spaghetti sauce that tastes like the old school lunch flavor. That you would sell a lot of it, the stuff they had in school when we were kids. Isn't that what ragu is? Ragu, or I don't even think the school lunch spaghetti sauce. At least when I was in school, we measured up to Prego, for Christ's sake. And I'm not a fan of jarred spaghetti sauces anyway. My mother got mad because I told her I liked ragu better than her homemade sauce. She's like, "You like that jarred stuff better than mine?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why?" "Because yours sucks." She got mad.
Disrespect your mama like that. What's wrong with you, boy?
Dude, you never had my mother's homemade spaghetti sauce. Trust me. It
And I
was.
never will. From the
No,
sounds
you
of
won't.
it. Hell with that.
If my brother is to believe from when he messaged Amy, my mother's in a nursing home now.
So it was like somebody lying to her, telling her it was good, and she just kept going with that recipe, or what?
My mother's one of those people who think they're a good cook when they're not.
Okay.
And Thorzak says, "I don't know, just hamburger and some onion in the sauce." But then again, he went to school back in the 60s. Yeah, I went to school late 70s through the 80s into the early 90s. And the spaghetti sauce we had in elementary and middle school wasn't anything to write home about. Didn't eat the spaghetti. I never even bothered with it in high school. So I don't know if it was any better in high school or not.
So I assume you were one of those kids that was always eating over at your friends.
Even when I could. My one friend mother was old school Italian, and man, she could cook. You weren't allowed to leave her house without eating something.
Yeah, some moms or grandmas like that. Like they really would take offense if you didn't eat something.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be watching you, looking at you, waiting.
Yep. Now, when I was a kid, I could put away some food, right? And his mother would make individual pot pies. I couldn't finish one. They were, she would make them like in a bread pan. It, it, they were just stuffed full of meats and vegetables. You couldn't. I could not sit down and eat one of those in one sitting. I'd get home, wouldn't want to eat dinner. My mother's like, "What's wrong? Why aren't you eating?" It's like, I just ate over at Dan's house, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And her stuffed shells or manicotti, man, they were the best.
Stuffed shells sounds good. I think I'm gonna put that on the request list. Woman.
Thorzak says he used to be married. His wife didn't know how to cook. Fried chicken patties and rice-a-roni, maybe a can of green beans. My wife took one of the roasts that we cut down from the hunk of sirloin we bought at Sam's Club today, cooked it down with some General Tso's chicken sauce, and we ate that over rice. Man, that was good. That's what we had for dinner tonight. She threw all that. Well, not the rice, but the roast and the sauce and the Instapot and let it cook down to where the meat was falling apart. Didn't have to cut it. Just pull it apart with a fork.
Nice. Pork speedy sub, 12-inch, of course. People don't know what that is. It's cubed up pork chunks that are marinated and whatnot, grilled, put on a sub sandwich with like kind of Italian sauce or something, whatever they marinate it with, all over it, soaks in the bread. Great onion rings, the real, not the minced ones, and chocolate peanut butter milkshake.
I don't know if it's dinner time yet where Foss is at.
It's almost 6.
So have you had dinner yet?
No.
Okay. I was right. It's not dinner time where you're at. So what are you having?
I don't know.
It's always good. Every time my wife will yell, "Dinner's ready," it's like, "What the hell did you make?" You know. Rob will be happy. A couple of days ago, we had salad, and then I had some of the leftover for lunch the next day. Salad makes a really good dinner on a really hot day because you don't have to turn the oven on or anything. Get the house hot. Gunpowder says salad is rabbit food. Not if you add a lot of chicken or steak to it and cheese. Basically, you make it a deconstructed sub. There's some croutons in there. Yeah, she bought some of the frozen chicken tenders, and we ran them through the air fryer, and then cut them up and threw them in the salad. I know what croutons are. Why not just eat a sub? Because didn't have the money to buy one? Or the lunch meat to make one? Or the buns to make one? Christ, if I order a sub from Subway, it pretty much is a damn salad.
Yeah, it's a waste of money. There's more bread than anything else.
Not our Subway. Our Subway packs the meat on there and veggies on there. It's another one of those depends on the area you're in at the time, Rob, kind of deals. Yes, I've been to Subways that are like what you're talking about, but our Subway here, they're good. They put a lot of meat and veggies on the subs.
Yeah, to get anything that looks like the commercial, you gotta like, yes, request extra meat, extra cheese, like the shit you want to eat is the one that's all extra extra. The one that the regular one doesn't look like advertised. So I don't bother. Personally, I think you're just better off these days to buy the stuff and make your own. Back when they used to have like the $5 footlongs or whatever. Yeah, it's not the best sub, but that was a decent price, so I'd get them then. But
Shit,
now
remember
like $14 now for the same sub. And
remember when they used to have the $1.99 6-inch subs?
no, I don't recall that, but I'm not a 6-inch guy. I don't know. Go big or go home.
After school, we would stop at Subway, just to get a snack to hold us over, and get the 6-inch for $1.99 and a drink for, I think it was 75 cents for a large fountain drink. Gary, you could have just said that. You didn't have to type it.
You haven't even said hi to me yet. I can't talk.
Well, hi. Now you can talk.
Now I can talk. Yeah, it isn't 2015 anymore. I'm sorry you can't get your $5 footlongs. But Subway's a waste of money. I gotta agree with Rob here. For what it is. Have you been to Subway lately? You can't even get hardly $10 subs. Jesus. You get a sub and a drink and a bag of chips, you're paying well over $10.
Depends on what one you're getting. My son always gets the meatball sub because that's his favorite sub there, and that's almost their meatball sub's only like $8. Now you get that's just the basic meatball. They also have on the up class menu, because they get the regular menu and then they get that other one I can't remember the name of right now. They have a meatball
Lower
sub on
class.
there that's like $13.
Anything is worth eating. Yeah. You know how much damn lunch meat and cheese and stuff you can buy for $15? You can bake all kinds of sandwiches with that stuff.
Bigger sandwiches too.
Yeah. And Gunpowder, I saw your comment about the meat packing. Don't make me talk about Japanese food.
And actually have more than 6 wafer thin slices of meat on your sandwich too. Yeah.
I was just talking about a place called the Red and White Store they used to have around here. There's still one, but I don't know if it's done the same. Probably not. But the one I'm referring to went out of business or closed down years ago. There's like a highway exit there now. So, but you used to be able to get subs there, affordable. They were like $8 or something like that. The 12-inch, it was hanging off both ends, and the meat was like thicker than your finger.
Oh, there was this place in St. Louis that I had a sub from one time. They were to die for, but it was just a local place in a strip mall. Oh my God, they made some good subs.
Yeah, when we lived in Pittsburgh, the one apartment we were living in down the street was a mom and pop pizza shop. They made a hell of a steak sub. And it wasn't on a sub bun. They took a whole loaf of Italian bread and used that to make it. That thing was huge, and it was full of meat.
Then you get cheese that actually tastes like cheese.
Yeah.
Man, you go to your store's deli and buy some actual real cheese and stuff like that, and make you a good sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Dietz and Watson, I think, is pretty good. Usually on sale here locally. Boar's Head. I definitely recommend, going to the deli or butcher or whatever in your store and buying
Buy
that.
it by the pound. They'll slice it however you want to.
Uh-huh.
Get it fresh.
Our local supermarket chain doesn't do that anymore. You gotta buy. They slice everything and then put it out pre-packaged. But you go to Walmart, Walmart's deli, they'll still slice stuff and everything right there.
Yeah, be picky about what you buy. I mean, if you're gonna take it home and make it, get the good stuff. If you don't think it makes a difference, try it sometime. It's good.
The meat market also has a deli counter. I wish there was
like a gay bar.
No, not a gay bar. Definitely not a gay bar. I wish we had an actual old school deli that made the sandwiches and everything around here, but we don't have one.
Anyway, Rich, I thought I'd show you a picture of a Super Bowl trophy since it's been years since you've seen one.
Yeah, but we've seen more.
Or 3.
We've seen more.
Now, sure, if you want to go back 50 years.
And until recently, we had one sooner than you did.
Yeah, but we had ours before you had yours.
Well, there were only 3 teams in the league at that point.
The Chiefs' wins weren't rigged.
We weren't even technically in the league. When we won ours, we were in another league and come over. And
I know.
Damn thing.
That's what I was referring to. How many teams were in the AFL? 3, 4? And by the way, if anybody's wondering, we just heard from a Washingtonian. So
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Yeah, we won't talk about trophies anymore.
Hey, she cooks too.
Gunpowder needs to get in here.
I don't think I got her a link. She says she got a chest cold, so I don't know how well that would work anyway.
She's scared of YouTube anyway.
Oh, we're also on Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm surprised since we were showing pictures from the Olympics opening ceremony that we're even still live on YouTube.
Who the hell gives a rat's ass about the Olympics? I wasn't going to watch it anyway. I got news for you.
I was going to watch.
Sure as hell ain't now.
Yeah, usually we watch, like I was saying earlier, we watch the swimming and diving, gymnastics, cycling, and now watch the rugby. But I ain't watching any of it this year. Fuck them.
Yeah, I want us to win, of course, because, being American, I hope we kick everybody's ass, but I'm not interested in watching the show.
Gunpowder says she ain't scared, she's sick. Yeah, we've known you for a few years. We know you're sick, but
Scared sick.
Now, as he says, he went to a football game in Seattle back in 1979. Speaking of sick, Moose doing better, Jess?
She wants a link.
Okay.
By golly. There is some life in the old gal.
Yeah. Hopefully her old email still works. Let's see.
You calling her old?
No, I said her old email. If I even remember it. It's been a while.
The Dome, yeah.
What the hell was her email?
Good Lord, am I going to have to forward the link to her?
Please do, because I can't find it. It's not coming up in my contacts list.
I've got a couple, I think, for her. There's one right there. Let's see if that works. See, is there any more? That's the only one I got. We'll try that and see if it works. Boom. See if you get that gunpowder.
And for some reason, it was not coming up in my contacts list.
The wonderful Kingdom. Yeah. Who could forget the Kingdom?
Or Zach says, King Dogs and King Beers.
Kingdom was terrible.
That was one of those
terrible.
It was one of them cookie cutter stadiums with a dome thrown on top, wasn't it? I don't think any of those stadiums from that era were all that great.
And it would have had to be brutal to play football. There was no padding under that AstroTurf.
Yeah, I know the feeling. High school playoffs were played in Three Rivers, and that was the same way. AstroTurf, no padding. And Gunpowder is here. She got the link. So, evening, Gunpowder.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, you don't
Howdy,
sound
lady.
too good.
Howdy, howdy.
You sound terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
you
I,
don't sound very good.
I feel terrible.
What's wrong with yous?
I mouthed off to Tarda and he throat punched me.
You can't be putting up with that stuff.
No.
I'm just kidding. Was dealing with work crap and all the stuff that we had to clean, and I think it sat there and took a toll on me.
Ozzy out there says his aunt and uncle had season tickets, I'm guessing, to the Seahawks.
Nice.
No.
And we
Well,
all knew that France was effed up. Anyway, I was listening earlier. It's like, did we really expect anything else?
No. In some ways, I'm more shocked that it wasn't worse than what it was. Oh, there was.
See, I don't normally watch him, so especially like ceremonies or any of this stuff. So to me, it was kind of shocking. But I didn't even make it to that part. Like I said, I dropped out when it got all Hollywoodish with red carpets and who's there and all this star glamour bullshit. So, yeah.
The Hodge twins posted an interesting picture from the Last Supper debacle there. It wasn't one of the trainees, it was one of the actual guys that was on the stage, but he was dressed like a gay biker. Had his balls hanging at the bottom of his shorts. Yeah, that's appropriate for the Olympic opening ceremonies.
That's nuts.
According to some people on Twitter, if you post any pictures or have pictures and videos on YouTube, they're taking down your video or live stream, and some people are even getting strikes for it.
Yeah, copyrighted.
Uh-huh. They're hitting you with copyrights. Thorzak says, you wasted your money at the Kingdom if you went to a concert. Echo so bad you couldn't tell what they were playing. Damn, that's bad. Never been to a concert where I had that be a thing. My mother and stepfather went to a Bob Dylan concert one time at the Civic Arena. They said the music was so loud you couldn't hear Dylan singing, which I don't know if that's a bad thing.
I was gonna say. You want to hear Dylan sing? I'd rather hear Jacob Dylan sing.
Uh-huh. And they said that they had the music. You couldn't hear them. They were complaining about it. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going to keep quiet. They're not going to like what I have to say. My mother wasn't a huge Dylan fan, but my stepfather was. And I knew it was going to happen if I said something. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
So what would have happened?
Oh, me and my stepfather would have got into a fight.
Who would have won?
I mean, an argument or a fight?
Yes. And at that point in time, probably me. But I didn't want to deal with the hassle.
Could you take him now?
He's dead, so yeah.
Well, yeah, my money's on you then. In that case,
You ever consider an anger management class?
Oh, it wasn't me, it was him.
As someone who's in anger management, I can tell you it doesn't fucking help.
You're gonna get to the point to fight over, if they suck or not. I mean, it could be an issue.
Well, he was a drunk too at this point, so. And most of the times when we would get into fights, because he was drunk and he would come home starting shit with either my mother, my stepsister, or myself. I was bigger than him, so he wasn't the smartest guy in the world.
Goliath was bigger than David too.
Yeah, but Goliath and David weren't drunk.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure they weren't drunk. They were fighting a war at that point.
Were you there?
I think that would have been mentioned. Yeah. The best part is he would come home starting shit. I would intervene and my mother would take his side every time.
My question is, if Rich gets into an argument with somebody in the middle of a forest, is he still wrong?
Yeah, some of those girls like that, hate to say it, but they just, they deserve what they get. They make their own bed. Yeah. It's like, in some cases, people love punishment or something. I don't know. It's crazy. That's why I don't get in between like couples usually. So
Yeah.
it's got to be like somebody's getting beat to death or something. Because
Mm-hmm.
last time I tried to get into something like that, I got attacked by both of them. So it's not worth it. So some people love misery. They truly do.
Yep. The best part about my stepfather, when he was arrested for raping my stepsister, the defense wanted me to testify for them. I'm like, you do realize who you're talking to. I'm not going to lie for him, especially not on a goddamn witness stand. What do you expect me to tell him that's not going to get him convicted? When they arrested him for that and charged him with it, I wasn't the least bit surprised because I know how he was when he was drunk. Self-control and him being drunk were not two things that went hand in hand. And when he accepted the plea bargain and got sentenced, I looked him right dead in the eye, told him, "You got off easy." The last words I said to him. This was in the days before people generally had caller ID as a general practice. You could get it from the phone company, but most people still didn't have it. And the phone will ring, I'd answer it, it'll be him, I'd just hang up.
Oh, those days you had to buy a separate caller ID box. I remember that. Or rent
Yeah.
it from the phone company.
Yep. It wasn't built into the phones or anything like it is now.
Yeah, I had one. I remember.
And they charged you an arm and a leg for it at the time.
My wife bought me one that was kind of a little dome shaped, and it projected it on the number on the ceiling. Because I pretty much always work graveyard. That way, I wouldn't have to get up and go look at the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded like a helicopter because it had a spinning LED. So it didn't last very long.
No, I don't suppose it did. I know what I'd do with something like that.
Yeah, that would have went out the window. Be like, I love you, honey, but this thing's got to go. Patriot, going back to the whole French thing, said, why would you think anything different? Have you ever seen a French film?
No.
Yes.
Leon the Professional. But other than that, I really can't think of any French films that I've seen.
Yeah, I like the Professional movie.
Yeah, that was good.
That was French?
Yep. French American. It was
sounded like English to me.
Yeah, it was a joint film between Hollywood and the French movie industry.
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie. That was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But screw France.
Ron Wayne's out there in the chat. Evening, sir.
That was Ron.
Oh, sorry I missed your shows this week, Gary. It's been a busy week. I was beat both nights. And I had like 3 or 4 doctor's appointments this week. If you count having to get blood work.
We had Justin on the panel. The rich killer.
Monday, I had to go for blood work. Tuesday, I had to go to my nephrologist. No, Tuesday, I had to go to the VA. Wednesday, I had to go to the VA eye doctor. Friday, I had to go to the nephrologist. So it's been run all week.
You got to get a car.
Ha ha ha! You know what I meant, smart aleck.
Be so much nicer getting back and forth.
Oh, we got a truck, so
got a good old pickup like Rob that's got like 600,000 miles on it.
no, we got a new one.
Oh, okay. You don't need no new one. Just
Fence Dad's not out there, but he's wrong about the Santa Cruz having as much cargo space as the Maverick, by the way. The cargo bed on the Santa Cruz holds around 18 cubic feet of storage, right? If you're just counting the bed and not counting stuff stacked over the bed. The Mavericks is 33 cubic feet of storage. Roughly twice as much. So and the bed is longer and wider and deeper. So
Those Mavericks got problems though. There's shit. What is it? Something about oil blowing out the cylinders, and they're putting some kind of catch pan deal as a temporary solution, and
yeah, that was the
something or
older
other.
one. Yeah, that was the older ones. The new one, the 2024, they fixed that.
Mhm. To me, those things, they don't look like much of a truck to me. I don't know. Even like the suspension. I mean, it's got like, I mean, looks like the shocks on the back are like the same thing my Honda Civic had. Like, does not look like a truck to me.
Well, it depends on which model you get. If you get the FX4 or the Tremor, and it's got a beefed up suspension on it. The standard suspension.
Yeah, for the price of those, you can buy a freaking F-150 or
No, you
something like
can't.
that. FX or something.
No, Rob.
Goodness.
Our FX, we got the XLT FX4, and sticker price was only 33, and we're paying like 29 for it.
Mm. I don't know. You bought one of those?
Yeah. Yeah, remember, Rob's the guy that has a Subaru.
That'll probably outwork that supposed truck.
I don't know. That thing's got some get up and go to it. It's not the silly hybrid one which has a terrible drivetrain.
Why'd you even buy a truck? You guys got a boat? You do outside recreational activities?
She does.
ATVs? Work
She
on
does
jobs?
gardening. She does gardening and stuff, and it was more room to haul like any of the plants and shit that she wants to get for the yard.
Oh, so you guys bring home plants and shit every week?
Enough to where if we didn't have a truck, she couldn't get what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That's her hobby, is gardening. So Thor's Axe goes back to the French film thing. He says the French put foreign films that the French produce and direct. You can't follow what's going on. Yeah, that was an old joke back in the day. They would do things on Saturday Night Live and other things making fun of French movies. Heck, even some cartoon shows did. I never watched any of those.
I do like French fries, though.
Freedom fries,
French toast.
freedom toast,
French bread.
freedom bread.
Freedom bread, yeah.
French bread pizza. That's two cultures. There, boy, I tell you. French and Italian.
I think you're appropriating cultures there. What we eat as pizza is hardly Italian.
Oh, I'm well aware. I've had real Italian pizza before.
with that flatbread shit with mozzarella globs on it.
It depends on what part of Italy you're in. It's like the pastas. Pizza's
Ugh.
made differently in different sections of the country. Like you go to Sicily and you go to Naples and the pizzas are totally different.
Yeah, I'm sticking with American pizza.
Most American pizzas are based on the Naples version. Except for Chicago deep dish style. That's based on lasagna.
It's good.
But is it really a pizza?
It's the only pizza.
I don't know if that's actually a pizza, though. I mean, I'm not saying it's not good.
Ew.
I'm sure there's probably somewhere where you could get that, Woods. Not sure where, but I'm sure there probably is someplace where you could get it.
It's not that you can't get it. The question is why. And is there
Alligator's good. Have you ever had alligator?
yeah, it ain't that great.
Well, you didn't
Wait,
have it cooked right then.
When you've got good food like beef and pork and stuff like that, it's like, no, let's get this thing out of the bayou, that crawls around and swims, and let's cut that up and eat it, because yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff that people eat all over the place that you wouldn't think of food, but other people do.
Well, over in China they eat bugs too. That don't mean I'm gonna eat them.
That's what I was getting at.
Unless it's in a chocolate bar.
Okay, Rob.
So they say there's like 5, I don't know, bug pieces in every ounce of chocolate or something like that, or every chocolate bar. Some
Yeah,
weird thing like that. So
Yeah, you don't want to know how many bugs and what kind of bacteria is in a salad too. But you eat those all the time. How many people you hear of getting E. coli from eating salads?
the average person in their lifetime, they say, will have swallowed anywhere between 8 to 15 spiders.
Oh, yeah. If you snore at night, your mouth is wide open. Don't you think bugs go in there? They do.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. I forgot to mention that would be why they're sleeping.
They crawl right in there.
Mm-hmm.
You better keep something over your mouth and your nose when you go to sleep.
yep, the bot flies will lay eggs in your cheek, and then one day you'll feel something in there and not know what it is, and the next thing you know, it'll be like Lord of the Flies, and you'll open your mouth and flies will start buzzing out.
Yeah, if you're a healthy human being, between your saliva and your stomach acid, it's going to be gone soon enough anyway.
Yeah. Hey, barbecue.
How's it going? Kind of curious what I just.
Oh, we're just talking about eating bugs. What's your stance on bugs?
Accidentally eating bugs, I should. We got
I mean, it's protein.
You guys tried like the different flavored crickets and stuff?
Good God, no.
No.
They got like ranch and barbecue, and
I don't give a rat's what they put on it.
I'm not eating it. That's snake and lizard food.
Accidentally is one thing. I sure as hell ain't intentionally eating bugs.
you wussies.
Now, Ron Wayne says, unless it's a tarantula and you choke in your sleep.
Well, that could happen, I suppose.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of tarantulas around here.
Closest we got to those little wolf spiders.
Oh, we got those, yeah.
I try to avoid having hairy spiders around my mouth.
So you guys never ate a worm?
Not on purpose.
Not that I can remember.
So you weren't like dared to as a kid? Like all kids did that stupid shit.
No.
Must be a New York thing, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it must be a New York thing.
I feel like they said to Rob, "Come on, all kids do it," and then Rob went, "Oh, okay, if everybody does it," and ate the worm, and then they're like, "Oh my god, he did it."
Here he is all grown up, and he's just now finding out he was lied to.
Uh-huh.
He was the only kid that ate the worm.
Yep.
Say hi
Well,
to Vanessa.
You guys probably ate cheap hot dogs.
Ate what?
Cheap hot dogs.
Well, yeah, but the labels
Yeah,
didn't say
man.
anything about bugs being on there.
Erythrobait. That's worms.
Yeah, but it's not a live worm that's squirming and gonna leave dirt shit in your mouth.
You know, there's an expression you don't want to. Do you want to know how the sausage made, or you just want to eat it?
It's gummy bears. Come on, Rich.
There's even erythrobait and hot chocolate. I thought that's crazy. Like, why would it be in hot chocolate? Yeah.
They put seaweed in chocolate milk and ice cream. You just look on the label, you see carrageenan. That's seaweed.
Hmm.
It's used as an emulsifier to keep it together.
These seaweed's like natural and good
The
for your
worms
skin.
aren't.
There are worms.
Worms
Rob?
are natural.
Yeah, but it's not a bug or something.
No, hot dogs do not contain earthworms. This is an urban legend that may have started because the word erythrobait sounds similar to earthworm bait. Sodium erythrobait is a preservative and form of vitamin C that's derived from sugars like corn, beets, sugarcane, and is used in hot dogs, bologna, baked goods, beverages, and potato salad.
I think I'd rather it be worms.
Point to Mr. Foss.
And I'm assuming that's store-bought potato salad.
It
Probably
does
got
not.
that. You got that information from like Ballpark or something.
That's the Google AI said that, but so does Mental Floss. The Straight Dope, McGill University.
Definitely paid off by Big Hot Dog.
I only trust Urban Dictionary.
You would. Thorzak says, according to the Bible, John the Baptist ate grasshoppers mixed with honey. Yeah, but the menu in the Israeli frontier was kind of limited too. So.
That's true.
I don't know. I'm not gonna be quick to judge on that one. You can put a lot of things with honey, and it's pretty freaking good.
So this is from
Honey's
the
pretty good. Like, come on.
United States Department of Agriculture website. Sodium erythrobate is a sodium of erythrobic acid, a highly refined food-grade chemical closely related to vitamin C, synthesized from sugar and used as a color fixative in preparing cured meats. Note, erythrobate are not earthworms.
See, I never noticed the word sodium before the word erythrobate. So
Yeah, me either. But yeah, that's
So,
still. So they're
There
not
are no
earthworms.
damn
so they're
earthworms
space
in your
worms.
hot dogs.
nope.
And they come from Mars or the moon.
And think
The worms.
all that advertising spent on 100% beef franks.
They had hot dogs before we went to the moon.
But back then, there really wasn't worms in them, or they were earthworms. Now it's space worms.
You been hanging out with people from Ohio again?
Dude, you've seen
Running
Space
math
Balls. You never
running math and
ordered a
stuff?
special.
I haven't seen Spaceballs in a while.
Guy orders the special and he goes through what he went through an Alien again.
I mean, if you want to go through what kind of meat they put in hot dogs, then you could be a little squeamish.
Yep.
Considering that they take everything else that they can't use to make any other meats, and it's like, hey, we got all these leftovers. Let's grind them up and make them into hot dogs. It's not like they take your steak, but we all know this, and we all eat hot dogs, and we love them.
I need to get a meat grinder and a sausage stuffer.
And to tie all this back to the French and the fuck the French thing, those weirdos put chocolate on grasshoppers.
That's a waste of good chocolate.
Oh, but yeah, it's probably better than ranch flavor or barbecue.
I don't know.
Well, that was
chocolate on a
crickets, not
grasshopper sounds way better than a friggin' snail.
Well, they eat ants that way too. Chocolate and ants. In
Still
Mexico,
sounds
they
way
eat
better than a
chocolate.
snail.
Yeah, Mexico they eat chocolate and ants with peppers. They put peppers in everything in certain parts of Mexico. I couldn't eat a damn thing on the menu there.
Now, I love me some peppers.
You know what else is really gross? That damn Taco Bell putting friggin' chocolate on a taco. What in the world?
That's a Mexican thing. You get certain areas of Mexico and they put chocolate in everything.
Are you calling Taco
That
Bell
wasn't
Mexican?
taco. That
I'm saying
wasn't
it's more
taco.
authentic than some of the stuff that's on the Taco Bell menu.
Let's say.
Patriot says, okay, what other meat swells when you cook it? Ballparks are full of styrofoam. Does
Surprising.
styrofoam expand if you heat it up? I don't know. I've never done it.
It melts as far as I know.
The French did convince people that truffles were gourmet. Truffles was killing oak trees, and they needed to find a solution. So they just told everybody that truffles were gourmet,
Uh-huh.
so they would eat
Yeah.
that and save the oak trees.
And now they cost a small fortune.
Time out. What the hell's a truffle then? Is
They're
that another
related to
insect?
mushroom. They're related to
Oh,
mushrooms. They're a
okay.
type of fungus.
Grows on the roots.
That's
of the
even
tree.
worse.
It goes good with snails.
Uh-huh.
Hard pass on all of it. Mushrooms are disgusting.
Oh, there's something
I'm
wrong
glad
with
I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that. I can't stand mushrooms.
Sauteed mushrooms are delicious.
mushrooms are life, man. Come on.
Yeah, mushrooms are good, man.
I'm with Foss.
I'm with
Especially
barbecue.
Fried,
Damn it,
caramelized, like, oh my god. Mushrooms
Barbecue,
are
we're
great.
agreeing again. What's wrong with this?
Mushrooms. Eat them raw, eat them cooked. They're all good.
They are an excellent butter delivery system.
Yes, they are. Good on a steak. Yeah.
Good on burgers.
Mushroom and Swiss. Ooh, that sounds good right now.
Won't lie, my stomach is just turning.
Uh-huh. No, Thorzak,
Liver, onions, and mushrooms.
Thorzak says he can't think about it while
Awful.
he's eating them, but if he thinks about it, black beans remind him of bugs. Okay. Adrian says no one is stating the obvious. France has too much armpit hair.
Yeah, you know, the whole braless thing's cool. I mean, I see that's like passing over to here. Like, holy shit. I see that all the time now.
Yeah, but some of those women over there in
Okay,
France,
till they get to be about 50 years old. It's like, why are you looking at my waist? You know,
some
I
of
mean,
them women over there in France don't look like they've ever been told that the razor was invented.
I am all for equality. If women want to take their shirt off too when it's hot out, more power to them. I think it's hideous that we make them sit there and suffer, not only in just a shirt, but many times a bra. Like those poor people. Like if guys can walk around without shirts, I fully think women should be able to too. No, nobody else really.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I
With
don't know. I
any,
don't know. Starting to. Well, you did say you tried tube steak, so
you know, I kind of get Gary's point. At a certain age,
most
you
of
know,
the time, a
like
brassiere is worn for support, not necessarily for coverage. It's
mm,
for comfort.
it's like the whole spandex thing or yoga pants. At a certain
Yeah.
weight and age, they should be off limits.
Yeah, there's a certain point.
I'm not saying that it's all going to be pretty, but and there's times where my lack of vision is a great asset. There's
See, that's why he doesn't care. He can't see
that's
them anyway.
another reason, but there are times like heck before Rachel left me, shortly after I lost my vision and stuff, she'd be like, "Oh man, you should get tits on her," and then she'd be like, "Oh sorry," I'm like, "You fucking did it on purpose. You're a jerk."
So she was checking out girls back when you were together. Now she's with a girl.
Yeah.
Starting to seem like she was the one that wore the pants and had the set of kahunas in the relationship.
No, definitely not. Just she liked to eat twat.
Okay.
Hey,
So if you guys had something in common, it should have worked out.
you would think, except when I told her, like, hey, if you see something where you want to go ditch diving, let me know. I don't have to be involved. I'm not going to be that weird guy that wants to watch or anything like that. You go do your ditch diving, come home, whatever. You know, apparently she thought I was lying. I was like, why the fuck would I lie? Like, if I say something, I mean it. So she would just do it behind my back for 6 years. And then when she realized, like, oh, I could actually just do this, which I mean was after she had left me and realized, like, oh, I could have just told you the truth the whole time. I was like, that's lovely. Because like I'm not an insecure dude. Like I realize I do have a penis, and if a woman has that urge where she's like, oh, I like that too, I don't have that part. You know, and I'm not having no surgeries either.
It wouldn't bother you that she was intimate with somebody else.
If it was somebody else that could do what I could do, yes. But when she has a craving to go ditch diving, as I like to refer to it, well, I don't have a ditch for her to dive.
But what if she came home with some funky shit on her lip, and then like, yeah, not now. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get some funky shit.
Oh, that would suck. But I mean, it'd still be way better for the person that you're with. Like, if that's going to happen, to be honest with you, because then you know, like, general idea, like who the person is. Are they? Because then, like, if they're not clean or something, you could be like, yeah, no, I'm not really feeling that person. Then they could be like, oh, okay, and move on to the next one. Or they could just do it behind your back for 6 years and you not know, and then you could have that funky shit on your lip anyways.
Well, just so you're not going all Will Smith.
It was filled with like men's DMA from a couple hours prior.
Well, again, that's where the problem would come in because that shit I could do.
Again, just so you're not going all full Will Smith, you're okay.
Yeah, no.
Thorzak says 50% of the women that shop in Walmart are not wearing a bra. Might actually be a higher percentage than that.
I think at least 50% of them are still wearing pajamas.
Yeah. That's the uniform of shopping at Walmart.
Yeah, I think
Either
girls
pajamas
just,
or just yoga pants.
I think girls are just going with it because it's easy. It's one less thing they got to do. It seems like modern girls have just gotten lazy. Like, yeah, I can't speak for everywhere, but you know, half the girls around here walk around looking like a bum, pajamas, like hair nets and shit, and you know,
Well, it
yelling
would
all
amaze
the
me.
business on a phone, and as they're walking down the street looking like shit, acting like they're the shit. Like it's horrible. Like, yeah, that or the dirty feet. They're all wearing these damn, you know, what is it? Crocs and like they don't even put shoes on anymore. Like they'll have a nice outfit on and some dirty ass slippers. Like what the hell? Like I don't know. It's gone downhill. I tell you. Like if I ever become single, it's gonna be hard to find an actual woman, not one of these. I don't know what the hell they are, lazy ass toes or something. I don't know.
Patriot says he doesn't know what's worse, France or listening to this.
But I'm there with you, Rob. Single 5.5 years now, something like that. It's rough. And like when I took Amtrak to Thunder on the Prairie this year, the amount of people at the train station, well, not in Erie, the amount of people in Erie at the train station was incredible because they were almost all Amish. I asked the conductor because she was guiding me up to the train and everything, and I was like, "Now, I told her I was like, I took this trip like 15 years ago. I was like, there's almost nobody here. I was like, do you always have this many people, each night now, or did I just come on a good night?" She's like, no. She's like, I don't know why we have so many tonight, but I'm not joking. There was like 80 Amish at the Erie train station going back to wherever they were going to. Some were going up to Michigan, some were going back to like Wisconsin and Minnesota. But yeah, there was a ton of them. But anywho, when you got,
they were. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when you got to the train station in Chicago, the amount of people that are just going around in pajamas just astonished me. Like I wore a brand new pair of black Wranglers, good white pearl snap, my good black Laredos. Like I'm traveling, I'm gonna look good doing it. And then, like I said, I was like, this is gross. Like dirty, just loose, gross pajamas shit. I was like, why?
Comfort.
You can still be comfortable in presentable clothes.
Yeah, but most people aren't going to think like that anymore.
It's horrible. All the young girls all wear sweats now. So it seems like sweats. It's like they all run around looking like bums. Sad deal.
What I was going to say, the Amish, maybe they were all heading home from an Amish convention in Lancaster.
Well, I was thinking maybe they had a family reunion here, or maybe there was a funeral, something like that. I mean, because we've got plenty of Amish around here too.
Oh, they
And
do have big get-togethers, so
oh yeah,
I might have had to go raise a barn.
I should have just asked.
shit. It only takes
I mean-
5 of them, Robin, to have it done in an hour.
If you still had your bushy beard, you'd fit right in with them.
Oh, I would have.
There was a bunch of them running around at the Great American Outdoor Show this year.
See, that's why SHOT Show's better. They don't let them into there.
Were they Amish or Mennonite?
No, they were Amish. They were all from the same community because they also had a pretzel stand that they were running.
I'll say most of them around here are Mennonites. They're not really Amish
Yeah,
or German
Most-
Baptist, one or the other.
most around here are Mennonite as well. Honest, these ones I'm really thinking were Amish.
I know the ones in Harrisburg were.
Some of the smaller communities around here, it's not uncommon to see the signs on the road, the caution signs that has a horse and a buggy on them.
Yep.
Yeah, and you got to remember Harrisburg's not far from Lancaster, which is like the world
Mecca.
congregation center for the Amish. It's like their world headquarters.
Yeah, I got family on my mom's side from there.
Yeah, I heard even the Amish kids are getting in trouble nowadays.
Mhm.
Getting cell phones, stashing them behind the bushes, and
They don't even
dragging
have to
them
do
in their
that.
carriages.
They actually have a check-in station when you first go into one of their compounds, where you check your phone, your modern wristwatch, all that stuff in right there, and then you pick it up when you leave.
I like how Rich called it a compound. It's not a community or anything.
Kids
It's
aren't
just a
allowed to
compound.
do that.
Well, because the one Amish person referred to it as a compound. No joke. I was talking to one of the Amish guys at the Great American Outdoor Show. We were both looking at the same gun or something. I forget what it was. And we got talking about where they live, and he called it a compound.
All right. Yeah, never heard any of them call it that, but yeah, no, it depends on how strict their community is, what their job entails, things like that. 'Cause, like ones that do roofing, things like that, it's hard for them to run a roofing business without a phone or something nowadays. So then, and even with that stuff, they've got to go talk to the bishop. The bishop has to approve it, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we had one working in my department one time out there at the nuclear plant, and part of his job was to be on a computer, and he had to get permission from his church to have access to the internet because, yeah, that wasn't something they were allowed to have.
Yeah, there was a show on the History Channel years ago where they were talking to, or they were following around this Amish family. They had to have special permission to film in their community compound, whatever you want to refer to it as. And this family actually owned a Amish deli in the Philadelphia area, and they would travel back and forth between Philadelphia and Lancaster. And whenever they got back to Lancaster, they had to turn in all their modern technology right before they were allowed to progress farther into their living areas. They could have it, just not on the property.
And there's some that like even the Mennonites have stricter code about, they can have the phones per se, but they limit what the phone can have on it, things like that. It's really intriguing, the whole thing.
Intriguing to see how they sacrifice their morals to get by. Damn hypocrites.
Patriot Actor says, "Was that documentary North by Northwest something about biplane?" No, and it didn't have Cary Grant either.
No, it was the documentary Witness.
I don't remember Harrison Ford being in it either.
So is a biplane like a propeller-driven plane that identifies as a jet, or what?
Not quite. It
Nah,
is propeller
uh,
driven.
It's one that can go both ways.
Yeah, it can go forwards and backwards like a helicopter.
I just thought it was up and down.
Well, they all do that.
Lots of scissoring action. Oh, and Rich, to answer your question from earlier, Japanese chicken curry was for dinner.
Cool.
Ooh, that sounds
Nice. Also, the documentary was For Rich or For Poor.
rich man, poor man.
No, For Richer, For Poorer.
So what's this Japanese chicken curry?
Japanese food.
It's a
Really?
chicken curry made in Japan.
What is it? What are you talking about? Like chicken mixed in with some shit? Like what?
Yes, that's what it is. Chicken mixed with stuff.
Chicken
Perfect,
mixed
babe.
with some Japanese shit.
Uh-huh.
And curry.
Like stir fry type thing, or is it like a
It's more of
soup?
a curry kind of thing.
It's kind
Okay.
of
I'm not sure
like
what
a
a curry thing
Japanese
is.
stew, maybe. It's like,
It's similar to a Japanese stool, but stew, but the flavor is different,
Okay.
and it's thicker than like an American stew.
Okay. That's probably good. So like a thick Japanese chicken soup kind of.
So here I'll share a picture. This is similar, but my wife had celery and carrots. I guess there's carrots in this one here, but it kind of looks like this.
I was gonna say it should be a yellowish brown in
Oh.
color. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Hmm.
So that looks really good, actually.
I don't know. I think it's missing celery.
Celery is
Maybe
one of my
something
favorite
else.
foods.
This is just a representation of what I had.
Is it filling?
With the rice, yeah.
I should go cook some curry right now. Chicken curry.
Is your wife's rice soggy, or is it done right?
Well, that's absolutely offensive. Probably get punched in the mouth.
If rice is cooked correctly, it's not soggy.
Yeah.
It's pretty
If you
easy
got-
to do once you get the hang of it.
Especially if you
you're-
use a rice cooker. If you're cooking it
Um,
in a pot on the stove, yeah, you can end up with soggy rice.
You can, but you can do it properly. There's a trick to it.
Yeah, and Ron Wayne says that definitely looks better than spiders. Or Chinese street food, aka scorpion on a stick.
I watched Joe Coy stand-up special, and in his stand-up special, he teaches you how to cook perfect rice every time. I tried it; it worked. I was mind blown.
Boil for
Big-
20 minutes, remove it from heat, let it sit for another 10.
No, it was to
That's
use
how I
your
do
forefinger and thumb as a measuring stick. You take your thumb and put it like right before the first knuckle of your finger, and touch the rice, just the top of the rice with the tip of your finger, and then you fill the pot to the tip of your thumb, and that will be the perfect amount of water for your rice. And by the time the rice is done cooking, you don't even have to strain it.
I think I just do a 2-to-1 ratio.
Patriot says he heard that the French really love celery.
Did Patriot just call me French?
I guess he did.
That's what it sounded like. That kind of hurts.
Oui. Celery's good, man.
There
It's
goes
on
Rob
a
talking about
log.
tube steak again.
Celery with blue cheese and chicken wings. I had that
I
like
think
last night.
burger's more German than it is French, I believe.
Yeah.
Very much so. There's just that little town called Hamburg.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Well, hot dogs are German too. Frankfurters from Frankfurt.
That's where the Hamburger
Yep.
burglar comes from. Hamburg.
There's a whole mess of them there.
Mhm.
Oh, and celery with peanut butter is the way to go. Peanut butter is good on celery.
I honestly, I can't even eat celery with peanut butter anymore. It just doesn't. It doesn't go together the way it did when I was a kid. I just like plain Jane celery.
You're getting the raisins. You got to add the raisins too.
What the heck
Celery?
is wrong with you?
Yeah, I've
Yes,
seen
you-
people do that before. Put
Put-
the celery and then put
You
raisins on
probably
it.
put
Yeah.
raisins
In
in
the
your
name of
potato
Spread
salad
the
too.
peanut butter
that?
in the curved part of the celery, and it holds it like a boat. And
They
then
call it
you put
ants
your
on a
ants
log.
on.
Ants on a log.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No.
but it's a great
No.
combination of flavors, textures, and it's good for you.
We're not in kindergarten.
I've never-
grown ups can enjoy it too.
Never had it.
So you guys don't know what you're missing out on.
No, I've
And
done
you got
cheese.
kids. You
cheese in a
should
can.
make them up, boss. You got kids. Make that as an excuse. It's a snack for the kids, and try a couple. You're gonna like them.
No, I can afford packaged processed foods.
Oh man.
Boss goes and gets his kids Uncrustables because he loves them.
Rather
never
give
had
them
an
science
Uncrustable.
experiments.
Uncrustables are really popular with meth addicts.
That would not surprise me, honestly.
No, not surprising at all. No. Patriot apparently is not a fan of celery. He says celery is just wrong.
I would have felt better if he called me a commie and just said it like Russians like celery, but French, like, damn, that hurt.
Mm-hmm. The French are both commies and French.
Yeah, but you're just a giant pussy if you're French.
Damn.
Yes, exactly.
Just lost all the French people in the audience.
I don't think we had any. I didn't see
Yeah,
anybody
Me,
talking about
Pasola,
how
like
they
no.
had good at
Tips of
basketball.
analytics. Guy with 401 subs.
407, thank you.
Ooh, Justin
Yeah.
Grimm's out there.
Was 407.
5 of those were me.
Yeah, probably. Justin Grimm's out there, and he says he hates celery too.
It's all right to be wrong.
But if you're making chicken soup, you just about
Oh
gotta
my
have
God.
celery.
And Patriot
Yes.
is fixated on the armpit hair because he brought it up again. It's kind of
feel
hard
like-
to forget that.
I feel like Patriot had a bad experience recently.
I think he had a bad experience in France.
Salted with some celery.
You know, it's really weird because France, there used to be a lot of badasses back in the day in France. You know, look at the Middle Ages and shit. The French were always whooping people's asses.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, even during the American Revolution, they helped us out like really
Uh-huh.
cool. After
the
that, they kind of
fuck?
went downhill.
Yeah, after Napoleon, it just went to shit.
I still have respect for the French Foreign Legion.
No, they're probably all wearing dresses now.
No.
Yeah, and then after the American Revolution, we took all the Tories and sent them up to Canada to live. They kind of Americanized Canada. Which,
Well, Canada's just Canadians are just Americans in denial, according to Robin Williams.
no, really,
Yeah.
I watched a documentary about it. A lot of their population came from the
Oh, I know.
Americas after the Revolution because
Yeah.
all the people
Yeah.
who were supporting the crown, they had to get the hell out of here real quick.
And the black population up in Canada is mostly descended from escaped slaves.
Yep.
So, come to think about it, most of Canada is people who hated America in the first damn place.
Uh-huh. Something along those lines. Patriots.
I was just reading Patriots.
What
Yeah.
Patriot say?
Oh, he said they canceled his France trip. They thought he would offend people by sending deodorant and razors. He bought a case of each to ship.
That there's funny. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was just thinking about it. Patriot is one guy that I miss seeing on live chats. Well, hearing on live chats. You guys know what the hell I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You think that countries just turn into giant wusses when one of their leaders decides to try and go for world domination and they fail? Because I mean, have it with France, Germany. Look at Mongolia. I mean, it's not a thing like it used to be.
Well, if you look at when the French started to decline, it's right about the time where you had the Marxist revolutions starting in Europe. The same. It was towards the mid to late 1800s.
Yeah. That's about what time the Marx Brothers started coming into show business. Yeah.
No, Karl Marx, not the Marx Brothers, Gary.
Same thing.
Not
He
quite.
was just a lesser known. He was the unfunny one of the.
He was the straight man.
Yeah.
Well, he says that Patriot says they sent him to Mexico instead. He tried putting the stuff in a shipping container for machinery, and he was caught. You should have just said you were a Muslim, Patriot. They would have took you right in.
Say one of the first person to try to smuggle something into Mexico.
No, France, Gary, not Mexico. He was trying to get to France. They were going to send him to Mexico instead. He says, don't get him started about the commies. The sad part, I'm only half joking about saying you're a Muslim in France taking you in. They take in all these damn Muslim refugees, or what they claim to be refugees. You know, all the ones that are between the ages of 16 to 21 and male. Funny how that works, isn't it? There's no Muslim women refugees. It's all men of fighting age.
Or is that just the ones you hear about?
Well, you look at the Muslim population of France, and it's mostly male. By a long
I
shot.
don't look at the populations of any country. I don't really have that much interest. I know that China has a shitload. India has a shitload. We have an all right amount for the size of our country.
Yeah, but here, the ones that we know about that haven't snuck across the border, it's an even population, right? You got almost an equal number of women to men. You look at the France and UK, it's totally skewed where it's majority male by a large margin.
Well, there's more women, but they're chained in basements.
Well, holy cow, Ben Franklin.
Well, he's probably not wrong.
I know. I just like to make the Ben Franklin reference there. Thought it kind of fit.
Picture says it's because they really, really, really like armpit hair. She is seriously fixated on the armpit hair in France.
There's got to be a history behind this. He must have
Yeah,
run
there
into
has
some
to be.
woman that had some really hairy armpits.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole movement going around here now with a bunch of girls running around that don't shave their legs, don't shave their armpits, like some nasty stuff. I know they say all natural, blah, 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 and people making their own shampoos and all this stuff. There's like a whole big kick thing going on. Like, yeah, I'm all with some of that stuff, but you need to shave, like, and use deodorant and stuff like that. I don't, yeah.
At this point, I kind of feel like Patriot was with somebody recently, running his hands down their arms, got to the armpits, get ready to go down their sides, and then he just jumped back screaming, pulled his hands back, and she's like, "What's the matter?" And he's like, "There's 2 squirrels under your arms."
And so the next thing you know, Rob's going to tell us we need to shave too. I don't shave.
I think you need to stay like, I don't know the right word, but
Do you manscape?
yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You should.
Good Lord.
I don't know.
Why do you need it to look bigger, Rob?
I don't know. It's
That's
cleaner, man.
Hey,
Wash
I
the
look like I'm
stuff
12
up,
years
do
old
stuff.
again. Yay!
You're not braiding your damn pubic hairs. It's not getting
I
caught.
don't
in
walk
the
around
dirt and all that
parading my
shit.
stuff around.
Like, Jesus.
Well, On
Maybe
another
people
note,
look like you got a black guy with an afro stuffed between your legs.
alrighty, Rob, that's too much info. Wayne has to take off. All
Can
right,
somebody
catch
get
you
Rob
later,
a pick?
Ron.
Oh shit.
Somebody please get Rob a pick.
Rob walking around with a pick sticking out of the top of his underwear.
See him back in the 60s, yeah. With a natural. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Oh my
you
God.
cut the grass, man. You cut the grass. You don't let that shit go wild.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, but you just talked about scorching the earth.
No. I'm just, trimmed, neat, not wild, and I don't know, stuck in your zipper and shit.
You do those things like landing strips or like an arrow like pointing to where you wanted to go and stuff.
No, you just, put it
Just
on
like
like
lightning
buoy or
bolts, you
something and
lightning
cut the
bolt.
grass, bro.
Let her know it's going to be quick and fast, painful.
Rob, remember how you're a bad lawyer? Cut your losses while you're.
I don't know. I don't see it's a loss. I mean, I guess other people are just dirty.
The point is, I don't think you're going to convince anybody at this point. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Does pubic hair stop growing?
I don't know. Seems
Well, I
like
was
the
just
older
thinking
you
about it,
get,
like-
the more it grows in other places.
Because like I've never shaved my chest or anything, and like my chest hair only gets so long. I feel like body hair in general will only get so long because eventually it falls out, it's replaced, all that fun jazz. It's a natural process.
Now, Justin says, thanks for the braiding crotch hair reference. He's eating.
If he's talking, what the hell is he eating that braiding crotch hair bothered him?
Hot dog?
I don't know, man. But when I go to a public urinal and I'm pissing and I look down to watch my stream, as we all do to make sure we're hitting the right area, and you see like 3-inch pubic hair in there, it's pretty freaking gross, man.
Time out. You just said you went to the urinal and you have to watch your stream to make sure you're hitting the right area.
Yeah. You sit there and then you draw in the urinal or whatever.
Do you put a red dot on it too, Rob, so you can aim
I was
properly?
gonna say,
Well, I guess you could, but not
by the time
typically.
you get to be your age, you should have a pretty good idea what direction that shit's going to come out. You don't have to watch it go. I mean,
Uh-huh.
You write your name in there, whatever. Either way, the whole
by the
point
sound if you
is
hit the
there
right
shouldn't be pubic hairs in there that are like 3-4 inches freaking long. Like
Why
that.
are you
That's
measuring them?
Yeah, why are you
not
picking up
measuring them.
them,
You
you
can just
freak?
tell. You can just tell. I don't know. I use measurements at work, so
This
Why do
from
you-
the guy
ridiculous.
who pretends
Why do
he's
you
12
care
when using
how
the urinal.
anybody else looks down there?
it's
really.
ridiculous, though. I mean, it's like a freaking bear in the woods or something.
Yeah, well,
So?
remember, guys, Rob just admitted that when he's using the urinal, pretends he's a 12-year-old pissing in the snow.
I guess he's got to check out his pubic hair while he's in there too.
Why don't you wax? Just asking because it would be less work.
That'd be painful as hell. Ow.
Wonder if waxing your ball bag would hurt.
You always try to
Imagine
find
it
out.
have to. I know how my face feels after I've shaved it and my beard's starting to grow back and it gets, to that perfect length where it starts itching all over. I don't want my crotch to feel that way. Jeez.
It is
I don't
very
know if you guys
difficult
are
to
retarded or
shave down
what, but
there.
I said, I didn't say shave, like shave it off. I didn't say wax. I said trim.
Well, no.
Like you
I was
trim your
asking
fucking
why
head.
not wax it just because it's less work. I didn't say that. You said who did we lose?
We lost Rob again.
Oh, again. Okay, so you didn't rage quit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he rage quit. He's dropped out a couple of times.
Darn. What were you saying, Foss?
Oh, when I got fixed, I had to shave down there, and it is very difficult.
I have that appointment here soon.
I did the non-scalpel version.
When they did my heart catheterization, they had to do half of it down there. That ain't fun to have half your pubic hair.
I think I would have just said, why only half? Can you just do the whole thing at that point?
Because they go, that's where they get into the vein is right down there. So whatever side they pick, they have to. They
Lame.
shave it, but they trimmed it with an electric trimmer, basically.
Oh, Patriot says Rob just doesn't want any place for crotch crickets to hide. If there's something that Marines have experience with.
Rich's favorite porno. Marines in Thailand.
I wonder when I see all those affiliate codes go by on your ticker. You can't copy and paste off that ticker, so
Yeah, I know.
is anybody gonna write that number down real quick?
I don't know. I just got carried away. And put them all there. It's like, what can I put in your ticker? Like, I'll put all
Yeah,
that.
if you can, I would say spread them out just so there's a little more gap between them,
Mm-hmm.
so it's easier to read them.
Except the StreamYard doesn't let you do that. That's why I got the
Oh,
3 dots between all of them.
yeah, I didn't know if you were up against the character limit too, because there's a lot.
I don't know if there's a character limit.
Yeah,
but it
1,000
only lets you
characters.
single space shit.
You can put an unbroken space in there if you can figure out what key it is on a keyboard. Or you could just put them in your description, which is easier.
Yeah, I do that too.
Or get a link tree, which is even easier yet.
I just put the
Just
affiliates link.
direct them to the link tree, and then they can see all your affiliate links all in one place.
I got an affiliates page on the website that I have linked in.
Oh,
the
I have
description.
both. That's where you
Speaking of
find
which,
my Blade HQ affiliate code.
Speaking of which, if you want to help support the channel, you can go down to the description for this video on both YouTube, Rumble, and Rumble. And I don't know if they put descriptions over in the Twitter side or not. But,
No.
But on the Rumble and YouTube side, you can go down to the description. You can get the link to the affiliates page, including our newest affiliate, Raven Crest Tactical, who will make primarily out the front knives.
You can also do the same at gizzardgary.com and get affiliate links over there.
That's true.
Yes, but this isn't Gary's channel. But if you go to Blackout Coffee and order something, you're helping my channel and Gary's channel.
That's true. Although you'll help me more if you use my affiliate code.
Shut up. You
That
got
way
more-
I
you
don't
get
have
more-
to pay Rich a cut.
No. If they use mine, then I have to pay you a cut.
Right. Well, you make money and I make money.
Uh-huh.
Either way, Gary's not getting the
Judging
full
from
cut.
the last time I looked, neither one of us have been making any money lately.
No. I got $35, I think it is, sitting there that they won't pay out because it hasn't hit the payout window yet.
Yeah. I got that first big payout, and then, it died right there.
Yeah. What's nice about Ravencrest, they pay out 25% in commission on whatever somebody buys from your link,
Mhm.
and they pay out immediately.
Who's their affiliate program with?
Their own. They run it themselves. Yeah. Patriot saying about Al retiring, right? No, he's still with them. He didn't quit Patriot because they got he got a new boss, and he's given the new boss a chance before he quits. He's going to be on at least until September, and depending on how the new boss works out, he's going to stay on. He's not going to quit.
Must be nice when you can decide whether your boss is good or not. I never had a job like that.
Sure, you did. You could quit any job you wanted at any time for any reason.
Nothing still to eat.
Well, I'm just saying.
I like eating. I don't know about you.
Apparently, the head of marketing at Craft Holsters was giving people a bunch of crap. The media guy was going to quit working for him because he was getting tired of his shit. Then that guy got fired or something, and they hired somebody else in that position, and so he's going to stay on for a little bit and see if the work environment improves any.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't heard from Al in forever. I was trying to set up a thing where, like, I would do a interview with him and stuff, where he could talk about the holsters, all that fun jazz. Because I wanted to do more than just be like, oh, here's a holster they sent me. It does this, that, this, the other thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
have him talk about the company, all that, and it wasn't that he didn't want to, but it seemed like it was getting some pushback. And then just never heard anything from them ever really again. And I was like, all right, whatever. I ain't worried about it.
Man, one of the problems with trying to get Al on the show is he's over in Slovakia. The time zone difference.
I told him, I was like, we can just do pre-record. That way, as like, dude, as like, just as well, I can go live when it's good for you. I was like, if that means I got to go live at 3 a.m., I was like, I'll still have a handful of people tuning in then. If you want to, try and field some questions from a live audience.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, however you want to do it. I was like, you let me know what your schedule is, and I will work my schedule around yours.
Abby's out there in the chat. Hey, Abby. You made it just in time for the end of the show.
Good thing she wasn't around for the earlier part of the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't watch your replay.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was.
Ron said it was funny. I don't know.
It probably was.
So, yeah, if you want, like I was saying, you want to help the channel, check out the affiliates link down below. You can also check out PayPal, which I have my PayPal link on across the screen. I have that down in the description. I also have my Describe Star channel down in the description, which honestly, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep that up because you got to have $150 before they'll pay out anything on that. And so far, Foss is the only one that's joined on there.
I think I signed up for Subscribestar, but I haven't been in over there in ages. I'm also on Locals too.
Yeah, I got a locals account too. I forgot all about that.
Nobody's
done
on
shit
there
with it.
either.
I haven't done shit with it. I signed up for it and it's just sitting there. I haven't done a damn thing with it. But yeah. So, Foss, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Nope.
So you're not doing your Wednesday and Saturday shows anymore?
Well, I am. I'm just not going to plug them.
Oh yeah.
You can't make me.
Yeah, huh?
You're not my dad.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What about you, Gary?
I want to plug DM Foss's mouse party on Wednesday nights. No, it really is a good show. Stay up late. Take a nap. Stay up late. But yeah, also I have something going on Wednesday nights myself. So watch my show if you're a channel member, and then go take a nap, and then get up and watch Foster's show later. But my show is Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time for my channel members. That's my members only chat. And then Friday night for everybody is Foul Territory, and that is at 9 p.m. Central every Friday. So that's what I got going on. Reviews and commentary like that. So, and no manscaping going on my channel. So thanks for the invite.
Yep, no problem. Oh, Patriot has a message for our barbecue. He says L asked him about you, and he said that he likes boiling meat and about how much he loves France.
Oh.
So, sorry, barbecue.
Boiled barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, but he also likes hairy armpits, so.
Yeah. Patriot seems to be fascinated with hairy armpits tonight.
No. I was talking about Al.
Oh.
Because he was saying that Al was going on and on about how he likes boiled meat and to say.
No, he told him that you like boiled meat in France.
Oh, heck, it's probably no wonder I never heard back from the guy.
Uh-huh.
He's like, he likes the French, eh? No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll shoot him a email. I still get emails from him. So I mean, just like, here's this thing or that thing, but nothing like, hey, you want to try something out? So I just figured that they just weren't interested anyway. Because like one of the things that he had said was, when I was like, hey, how about coming on and doing an interview and all that, it was like he said, well, you small channels, blah blah blah, and all this, which is kind of like, really, like if we get so little views or anything and all this happy horse shit, why in the world are you sending us product and having us review it?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and I didn't say that. That just went through my head, and I don't even remember what I had replied. But like I said, that's where I started to sense like he was getting pushed back, because at first he seemed all about it, and as we started to try and hammer out details in it, that line had come up, and I was like, I just felt like he was getting some pushback on it.
That's entirely possible.
It's probably the kind of thing, where those companies maybe not doing so well, they have to cut back on their advertising budget. And that's where a lot of that comes from, is promotional.
Yep. Yeah, because he said something to me in an email earlier this year that he was having his budget on what he could send out to people cut back too.
Yep.
So.
That happens with companies from time to time.
But that wasn't one of the reasons he was quitting. This was after he had decided he was going to stay on.
And as sad as it is, when they start cutting, the smaller channels are going to be the first ones. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we all know that.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, like I said, it wasn't like they were like, oh, we don't want to use it. It was just like, oh, well, your smaller channel, all that fun jazz, which I mean, that's over 1,000 subs still, which I realize isn't anything compared to, a 10,000 sub channel, even, let alone 40, 50, 100,000 sub channel, but I wasn't talking about send me product, like free advertisement for you. Like, here's a thing where people seek out craft holsters. This interview pops up, and then people learn about craft. All you guys got to do is give me a half hour to an hour of Al's time.
Yeah.
But
Between that and affiliate codes don't cost them that much. You're helping to promote.
Mhm.
yeah,
Anybody can do that.
Yep.
then like my thing was, because I was thinking like, well, if it's because I always thought, I was like, I'm really not interested in affiliate codes or anything. I'm not trying to get kickbacks, all that. Like, oh no, this is so we can tell how much traffic and all that. I was like, all right, so you're just monitoring, how many people actually come and buy a holster off my video, which fine, whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, how many people know about craft holsters? There's so many friggin' holster makers out there. And then like I started to figure out, like, with craft, they use third parties to make the majority of the holsters.
Yeah, like their leather ones are actually Falco.
Yeah. So I was like, like I said, just they're good holsters. I don't have a problem with them, but when you just pop up like that and not that many people have heard of you, I mean, unless you can get somebody huge to really bring a spotlight to you, it's going to take a while, even for, a ton of little guys to get that giant reach for them. Like, it'll get done, and I think it's happening, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they got Honest Outlaw talking about their stuff now too.
Thing is, the really big channels, they have to pay like an
A lot.
advertising group, like Leviathan Group or something
Yep.
like that, to get them to do stuff. That's big money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't have the budget for that. That's why they
Yeah.
get the smaller channels in, 'cause it's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah, but other like, anything you want to plug, barbecue or anything?
I would like to plug the Imposter shows. They're incredible.
Aren't they though?
You got the Mouse Party on Wednesdays and the Overnight every other Saturday. He actually just had one this past Saturday.
You
He did a giveaway on that show. I have no idea who won because I passed out at 7 o'clock last night, did not wake until 9 o'clock this morning. But I did not sleep at all Friday night into Saturday. And my daughters had a wrestling tournament yesterday, and it was a very long, long day. So I ended up falling asleep finally and missed everything. I suck. So I'm sure it was an amazing show as always. Also, go check out the Squibblo channel because Squibblo's channel is for everybody. I've got some wanted posters that I'm going to be sending to Rich so he can distribute those at the GOA thing in August because, well, everybody needs to subscribe to Squib.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, might have. I might give some of those posters to Gary, and he can help distribute them too.
Possibly.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Even if you were late, but it happens.
Hey, I mean, there's worse things that could be late.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you do have daughters.
Uh-huh. Well, one's married, so it wouldn't be as bad.
Not as bad, but
It'll make my wife happy. She keeps talking about, I want grandkids. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad you do. Anyway, with that said, I guess it's time to close this out. So we will catch y'all next week. If you're a member of Ron Wayne's channel, remember he's got his members only chat in a short while if it hasn't started already.
It's already started. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember what time he starts that. So if you're not over there already, head over there and check his show out, and we will catch y'all next week. Have a good night, everybody, and don't forget, we get the 500 subs. There's going to be giveaways, so help spread the word. Now my wife's got the dining room cleaned up, stuff where she had all over the dining room table all cleaned up finally, like I've been asking her to do. Because if I put stuff somewhere, I'm going to get yelled at. Should be getting a video out this week sometime. Cause I don't think I have anything really I have to do except for Wednesday. I'll be getting a video put out with the different prizes. I still don't know how I'm going to package them up yet, but at least that y'all see what's up for grabs. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully sometime this week, and we'll catch y'all later. Have a good night, everybody.
Now listen up, babies. I'm here to ride the train down the funky town. The Unloaded Media Channel is doing a giveaway once he hits 500 subscribers. For more information and details, check the description down below. And you too can be funky like a monkey.
What a whee!